Football at 4 is powered by the Inside the Birds podcast. It's brought to you by the Fanatics Sportsbook at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Go to the Gallery Bar booking games. The place to be inside Ocean Casino this football season. Go to the Gallery. Go to Ocean. Go for the win. For more info, visit oceanac.com. Adam Caplan's here from the Inside the Birds podcast, and we're going to check out the Eagles rookie class. A couple injuries today. A lot of injuries. The long list of injuries, but a couple of names that stick out today as Adam Caplan joins us for another edition of Football at 4 right now on the Sports Bash Live on 97.3 ESPN. Adam Caplan, what's up, buddy?
Mike?
Are you there? I got you. You faded out a second.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I got you. So,
yeah.
So,
unfortunately, got hurt today. But.
Yeah, a couple of guys injured today. Let's start with some of the injuries at practice today. Right off the top there, Johnny Wilson, one of them there, obviously, which is interesting because they made a trade for a wide receiver. And Andrew Makuba, a guy that has really stood out in that preseason game on Saturday.
Yeah, so Drew Makuba, we'll start with him. That happened right in front of me. So Makuba, Mike, grabbed his left hamstring. That is your back of your leg. The front is your quadriceps. He grabbed the left leg, the back of his left leg. Now, with hamstring injuries, Mike, the degree of strain tells you how high up the injury is. So the lower it is on the back of your leg, the better it is in terms of strain. I couldn't tell. He actually, Tom Hunkley, the athletic trainer, walked off the field with him. He went in the tent, then came out and then went in for treatment. So not good, Mike, because I would have bet the house he was going to start. You know what happened in the preseason game wasn't just the two plays, which were the two turnovers that he recorded. Once he got healthy, Mike, off the shoulder injury, he had been moving up, and he's just a better fit than Sidney Brown is for the scheme. But now we have no idea. We'll learn more tomorrow. But this is not good because, Mike, you don't want these things happening. Not that you ever want it, but right when you're starting to prepare for the season. And as Kevin Patullo said today, Mike, they have three things going on. They're preparing for this game, preparing for next week's practices, and then the Dallas game. They got a lot going on.
Yeah, he talked about preparing for the regular season opener. How much can you do for that? Yeah. They still got to get this game. They still got to figure some things out because Kevin Patullo, who we just aired the press conference, you just talked about that. Johnny Wilson gets hurt. They brought in John Metchie. Wilson goes down today. So people kept wondering, why would you trade for a wide receiver? So you lose a wide receiver today. Now you have another one in the building. But an injury to Wilson, who's a guy who's probably going to make this team.
Yeah, so Johnny Wilson, Mike, it looked like his ankle hobbled, needed help, two people to help carry him. The typical when a guy hurts his ankle, and we don't know if it's a high ankle or regular ankle, but anyway, you can't walk if you've got a sprained ankle. A decent one, you're going to have trouble walking, so he needed help. And, obviously that's not good. So let me just address the John Metchie situation, because people have conspiracy theories, and they say stuff without any facts. The Eagles made this trade because it was presented to them. They weren't looking to particularly add anyone at that position. They didn't need to. But John Metchie's a guy that they liked from Alabama, we know, 3 years ago. And as Bill Polian told me, this is the exact quote, never pass up an upgrade if you have an opportunity to have one. John Metchie, and it's no offense to Darius Cooper, it's been a great story, by the way, he dominated again today. There's no reason to think he won't be on the team, but whenever you have a chance to get someone that could be better than the guys he would compete against, all backups, why wouldn't you do it? Now, as you said, Johnny Wilson gets hurt, so there's more of a reason for Metchie to be here.
Absolutely, and I think what Kevin Patullo said today is the key word that the Eagles love, competition. It just adds more competition to the room.
Yeah, no, the first 30 seconds after it was reported that this was happening, like, Jeff and I were texting, like, I don't get it. Then I said, upgrade, done. That's it. Like, if you and I were running the show, this is a 30-second conversation. Could he potentially be better than the guys we have there? If the answer is yes, make the trade.
That's trade, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Adam Caplan, Football at 4 from the Inside the Birds podcast. All right, let's look at some of the Eagles rookies now. They've got a full training camp. They got, 1 day left of training camp, one preseason game left, and then, of course, the season starts off. So let's see where some of these guys fit in. Let's start with Jihad Campbell. Obviously, they got him in a spot where, maybe people thought he fell there, that he shouldn't have been there, that he was a higher talent than where they ended up getting him. So how's he fitting in?
Yeah, so Mike, all what you just said, the big reason was medical. There was a concern. He had the labrum surgery, which he's over. There's a question about his knees. Okay, that's legitimate as we understand it. And he dropped. But, Harry Roseman traded up. He got his man. Wasn't a guy they were thinking they were going to be drafting, but when a value drops, you go get him, and he did a good job. Now, he's definitely an inside backer. There's no debate on that. They've made that decision, at least for this season. But there will be times he'll be able to pass rush. Now, you'll see him line up as an edge rusher, or you'll see him blitz. Double A gap blitz, where you got two guys blitzing from the A gaps. You'll see that. So he's Mike. They haven't made a decision yet, but I would be slightly surprised if he's not starting week 1. To be honest with you.
All right, yeah, I know a lot of people. You saw the blitz, got the sack in that preseason game the other night. Got a chance to see him in a little bit of a different light there for Jihad Campbell. Really exciting player right there. You mentioned Andrew Makuba with the hamstring. Got the interception, had a fumble after the game. Nick Sirianni said he has a knack for the ball. It looked like maybe he was winning that job. This hamstring definitely throws some shade, but they liked what they saw from him.
Yeah, and plus, look, if Makuba's out a bit, they've got McCollum, who had an interception today in practice. Andre Sam, who they've tried to develop. They don't necessarily have to do anything. I know people want Justin Simmons in there because people like fantasy football. Justin Simmons is a fantasy name. He's 31 years old, near the end of his career. But you know how people live in this town with Stephen Tulloch. Remember Stephen Tulloch?
Sure.
Stephen Tulloch. Do you remember the cry on social media for Stephen Tulloch?
Absolutely.
He was a really good player for the Lions, by the way. Great guy, by the way. But he was near the end of the career. Just be careful, folks. They love names in this town. I know they do in all towns, but especially here. But so the next guy, they don't have a third round pick. And by the way, what you and I were talking about today, the full-blown story that we did a full show on this today. So Jeff and I did it. We love doing it. Ty Robinson, you got to look. As I was saying to Jeff today after practice, Robinson and Gabe Hall. By the way, he's really come on. They've really reached him. He's doing a good job. Robinson and Gabe Hall are going to be the first guys off the bench at D tackle. That's what we're looking at here.
Yeah, Robinson, I know on draft night people were excited the next day. An athletic guy there. We'll see. And by the way, Thomas Booker was traded, so that opened up another spot up the rung for Ty Robinson. Speaking of Thomas Booker getting traded, that was for Jacorian Bennett. You got the 3 fifth-round picks, one of them Mac McWilliams, Smile Mondin, and Drew Kendall. 3 fifth-round picks. How are they factoring into this 53?
Boy, Mac McWilliams has looked good. Now, he had the injury. Vic Fangio talked about it. But remember, and lately, and I don't know, well, I kind of know why, but I'm a little surprised about it. He's playing corner. And let me just differentiate because I'm going to use my Vic Fangio ease. Corner is corner, which is outside position. Nickel is nickel. That is not an outside. He doesn't call it a corner. What he really means is, nickel is a defensive back. It's a hybrid position. It is not a cornerback, according to Fangio. So Mac McWilliams has played nickel. Almost all of his snaps until a week and a half ago were nickel. Now you're seeing him at corner. And why, Mike? Here's the answer. They're so dissatisfied with what they've seen at corner. Cooper DeJean line up mostly at corner today, Mike. I never saw this happening, what they're doing at corner opposite Quinn Mitchell. I'll admit it. I'm surprised by it. It's not good, Mike. This is not where they thought they would be, but they are where they are.
Who's your favorite? If you were to say the favorite to start Sunday night or Thursday night against Dallas will be who?
2 people, Jacorian Bennett or a corner from another club.
Oh, okay. There you go. I like Bennett, too. I have Bennett as my favorite. I like Mac McWilliams. The night of after the draft, I actually really enjoyed that pick there. Smile Mondin, the linebacker. Yeah. This team have, really good linebackers, Adam. What are the Philadelphia Eagles? They have good linebackers. It's crazy.
I know, Mike. They actually have Mondin. He's getting better. Oh, but just one thing to add with Mac McWilliams, or really Jacorian Bennett out of Maryland. He got some ones to the last. I look at my notes here. The last 15 minutes of practice. Still's got a ways to go to win that starting job. If the season started today, I know it doesn't. It would be Adoree Jackson. That's clear. Ringo, poor guy. He's been, you could call it demoted, whatever term you want to use. Mike, he's fallen off. It's 2 straight days that he hasn't got work with the ones, Mike. It is what it is.
Yeah. Ringo looks like the favorite for now. Going to get passed by Ja'Cory Bennett. Keep an eye on that. We just talked about Mondin, Drew Kendall. We'll talk about Kendall, Hinton, and Cameron Williams in this offensive line because, the depth on this offensive line, are these guys going to be up to the depth standard of the Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah, Mike, that's the thing that we said for 8 years. Depth has nothing to do with how many players you have. It's the quality of the player. You could get away with 8 offensive linemen to start a season. By the way, next Tuesday at Fort P. Eastern, they got to be down to 53. Kendall will be on the team next Tuesday. They seem like, Mike, they tried him at left guard. He's just not, everything I've been told by personal people in the league is he's not a guard, he's the center. So the Eagles think he could play guard. Good luck. We'll see. But right now, he should be the backup center. The question is what they do with Brett Toth.
Yeah, Brett Toth obviously has been working at left guard, but so has Darian Kennard too, right? He's been starting to move cross-trained at left guard?
Yeah, everybody's cross-training. There's nothing wrong with it. You always have to have the doomsday answer. Like Cooper DeJean was the internal doomsday answer corner. It's something they didn't want to have to do. That's where they are. Kyle McCord had some good plays today. The thing about him is, Mike, when he doesn't process well, he struggles. That ball's got to come out quickly, and it gets on time, and he looks like a quality third quarterback. When he holds it, because he can't drive the football, Mike, he struggles. That's the book on Kyle McCord.
Right. Do you? It's him and DTR. Is there a favorite in that one?
I would pick. My favorite would be McCord because he was drafted. How he keeps his draft picks almost always. 7th rounder, sometimes he doesn't year one, but yeah, Kyle McCord, they want to develop him. Yeah, I would, we have to pick 2. If they're going to keep 3, it would be McCord. Yeah.
All right. Adam Caplan, football at 4. The last guy is Antoine Powell-Ryland. Haven't heard much about him, but that's a position that I think, that they probably would like to at least see somebody kind of emerge from.
Oh, boy. He's been running mostly with the 3s. He needs more work. Boy, you'd love to get him to the practice squad, but knowing Howie, I don't think he would take the chance because there's something here with him. Very accomplished, developed pass rusher in college, but not at this level. He's not ready yet. And Cam Williams, another developmental left tackle, right? He's by the way, he's practiced at both. Miles Hinton has practiced at both, but they want to be the long-term backup left tackle. So this class, I'll say, of the 10, really intriguing class. Now, we got a long way to go here, but lots of upside with this group.
Yeah, that edge rushing group, we'll see what ends up happening over the next week here. So, the fans, they want to get Trey Hendrickson in here, right? You talk about big names.
You would not believe the list. But, Mike, you should come up with a list of because you cover the Phillies too. All the fan favorites that they wanted the Phillies to trade for, okay? Sixers too. You could go through the list, Mike. We've known each other for a long time. One of these days in an offseason, we'll come up with our favorite fan list. We've had fun with this. Jeff and I had the guys that the fans fall in love with the training camp and they never turn out to be anything.
Well, they happen all the time, and they're usually one of these guys, the undrafted free agent group. Let's take a look at some of these names. Any of these guys, Montrell Johnson, Shunderick Powell, Darius Cooper, you talked about him a little bit, Giles Jackson, Holland Pierce, Lance Dixon, Brandon Johnson. Any of these guys have a shot? Darius Cooper, he'll be on my 53, no matter what. He's going to be on it. He's been on it for a week. I'm not going to back off of it. Done nothing to be cut. He has been. I'd have to go through my mind of going to training camp from 2001 was my first full-time year going. I'd have to think about it. Other than Hank Baskett, I don't know anyone who's come close to this kid, Darius Cooper. We outlined him on a show either this Monday or late last week. We gave out everything on Darius Cooper. He was a high school quarterback. He's a academic All-American last year. One of the coaches told him if he wants to make a long term at that school at Tarleton State, you might as well switch to receiver. And the key for this one, he was not invited to any All-Star games, Mike. That's why he wasn't drafted. Nobody really knew about him. I think his name is Cam Bradfield, credit the Southwest area scout for finding him. This kid, he's a baller too, man. He brings passion and energy. Great build, by the way, Mike. 5'11 and a half.
208 to 210. He is really built well. He's a baller, Mike. Remember, they got him for 3 years. I think he's got a 2 or 3 year. I think it's.
All right. Well, keep an eye on Darius Cooper. There's a lot of names in there. You got competition, as Kevin Petula brought up today. Competition in the wide receiver room. And Adam just said he thinks he's going to make the 53. So keep an eye on Darius Cooper. Friday, of course, we'll be getting ready for the Eagles and the Jets. It's the final preseason game. Do you think we're going to see some of these positional battles unfold still, corner to safety, edge, in this game on Friday night?
I'm gonna look last year and see. I'll look up the game book and see who started last year, because I know Vaughn played in the second game because they weren't totally sure on him. But you know what's they're all gonna play at the other cornerback spot. We don't know about Bakuba's injury yet, and if Bakuba's not ready, we know it's Sidney Brown. Does Campbell need to play? He probably needs some reps. Again, we'll talk more about this Friday. Offense is kind of set. We know who their starting 11 is. But, yeah, it's been a long time where you've seen so many – well, not a lot of jobs, but a lot of guys are pretty – it's going to go down to the wire. And this game, Friday, actually becomes more important to these guys.
All right, Friday night, listen to the game right here. Pre-game coverage at 6:30 and all the action at 7:30 with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick. Apparently, Merrill Reese got a multi-year extension, too, by the way, to be calling Eagles. Today. Yes. 82 years old, Merrill Reese, man. Still sharp as a tack.
Greatest.
Adam Caplan and the Inside the Birds podcast. You can get it on all podcasting platforms, and you can listen to them right here on Football at 4 on the Sports Bash. All right, Adam. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.